Good evening. Welcome to the National News Broadcast. I'm Kasuni Balichandran.
And I'm Tilina Udaratna. We begin with a look at the headlines for tonight. Controversy against the renouncing of Gotabaya Rajapaksa's American citizenship. A monk engages in a fast challenging Gotabaya Rajapaksa to submit an acceptable document regarding the renouncement of his citizenship. Sajith Premadasa pledges to implement all policies in his election manifesto during his official tenure. A revelation from General Mahesh Senanayaka. Emperor Naruhito of Japan is coronated. And on your top local story this evening, today is the Milad-un-Nabi festival, or the birthday of Muhammad Nabi. Various functions were organized in commemoration across the world by Islamic devotees. President Maithripala Sirisena wishes that the philosophy of loving all beings should become the reason for supplying guidance to activities in the daily lives of everyone. This is mentioned in the message issued by the President on behalf of the birthday of Prophet Muhammad. The birthday of Muhammad Nabi is a suitable occasion to make the world better and to remind everyone of his teachings. In the President's message, it is stated that his teaching was that no person is neither high nor lower based on race, caste or colour. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe said that the effort made by Prophet Muhammad to build a peaceful society by introducing the peace of brotherhood and the value of donations to the Arabic people who were separated due to tribal crises is a valued example. The Prime Minister mentioned this in a message of good wishes issued on behalf of the Milad-un-Nabi Day.
President's counsel Ali Sabri said that the American citizenship of Gotabaya Rajapaksa has been legally renounced. He expressed his views on this at a media briefing held in Colombo today.
Mr. Harin Fernando suddenly had woken up from his slumber and tweeting that name of Mr. Gotabaya Rajapaksa not in the federal list itself. And accordingly, he has not renounced the citizenship of the United States of America, which is again a diabolical lie, which is not true. I have all the originals here. This is the passport, original passport, US passport, which was issued in 2012, which is generally, would have been valid until 2012, 22 for 10 years, is now cancelled. That is because he had surrendered his US citizenship. I have the original certificate of the oath, which is 17th of April 2019. Embossed seal is here, the original one. And I also have the original of the certificate of loss of nationality. With this, he loses the nationality. Here you can see in the cage on your right, State Department has approved it. This is also embossed, the original one. So there is absolutely no truth, absolutely no doubt that Mr. Gotabaya Rajapaksa had properly and in terms of the law had renounced his citizenship. He is a Sri Lankan citizen and only a Sri Lankan citizen.
Well, non-cabinet minister Ajit P. Pereira questioned at a media briefing held in Colombo today regarding the facts lawyer Ali Sabri presented about the American citizenship of Gotabaya Rajapaksa. Non-cabinet minister Ajit P. Pereira said that he is expecting replies to some questions from lawyer Ali Sabri. He questioned the number of the application made for dual citizenship by Gotabaya Rajapaksa. He also questioned when Gotabaya Rajapaksa paid money to obtain dual citizenship. He inquired whether the receipt for the payment made for dual citizenship can be presented. The non-cabinet minister also questioned whether the application submitted to obtain dual citizenship has been examined for accuracy by the authorized officials of the Department of Immigration and Emigration and if the department had certified it. He also questioned how the application alleged to have been submitted by Gotabaya Rajapaksa came to be missing.
Venerable Dr. Ingruatte Sumangalatheru has begun a fast asking for a document that can be accepted that the American citizenship of presidential candidate Gotabaya Rajapaksa has been renounced. This was at the Independence Square in Colombo. Venerable Dr. Ingruwatte Sumangala Thero began the fast at about 9:30 this morning. Venerable Dr. Ingruwatte Sumangala Thero said that he has no personal dispute with Gotabaya Rajapaksa. However, within this election campaign, there are 34 candidates. He said he's acting because of the injustice that will affect them. The reason is the fact that one American citizen, who is Gotabaya Rajapaksa, is a citizen of Sri Lanka, has not been mentioned anywhere so that people are aware of it. He has been included in the election campaign by misleading Sri Lanka. The monk said that there would be no problem if Gotabaya Rajapaksa could prove within 3 days that he is no longer an American citizen. If he is unstable to do so, he should resign from the election campaign. If not, he said, he will self-immolate and kill himself there.
The presidential candidate of the New Democratic Front, Sajith Premadasa, said that he will implement during his tenure all the policies included in his election manifesto. He said at a rally held in the town of Nurelia today that he is prepared to cut off the comfortable luxury lives of politicians and unnecessary expenses. Presidential candidate of the New Democratic Front, Sajith Premadasa, said that some people will ask where he will get the money from to carry out this work. If some found the money to build the Nelumpokuna Theatre, the Lotus Tower and the palace in Jaffna, what he will do is reduce the luxuries of parliamentarians and will implement everything in his election manifesto on behalf of the people. Accordingly, there will be no unnecessary trips abroad after the 16th of November. Neither will there be unnecessary expenses. Every cent will be committed to the general public in our motherland. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe said that all Sinhala, Tamil and Muslim communities living in the hill country then supported a unitary state. Although Prabhakaran invited the Tamil people for a separate state, they refused. They defeated the LTTE by being together with the Sinhala and Muslim people. Now those who were together with us are not too good with us, he said. Now, however, KP, Karuna Amman and Pillayan are said to be good. Later, Sajith Premadasa participated in a rally held at the Talabakale municipal grounds. Presidential candidate Sajith Premadasa said that his father, the former president, late R. Premadasa, granted citizenship and that he will give the state estate workers the right to living. He said when he wins on the 16th of November and on the 17th, he will establish a presidential task force on behalf of the welfare of the estate workers. Sajith Premadasa will look after them. His intention was not to let them remain as estate workers always, but to transform them into owners of small tea estates. වතු ජනතාව ප්‍රේමදාසගේ පුතා බලා ගන්නවයි කියලා මේ අවස්ථාවේ කියන්න කැමතියි. මගේ බලාපොරොත්තුව තමුන්නාන්සලා කම්කරුවන් හැටියට තියාගන්න නෙමෙයි. මගේ බලාපොරොත්තුව තමුන්නාන්සලා කුඩා තේ වතු හිමියන් බවට පත් කරන්නයි කියන එක මං කියන්න කැමතියි. උංගලුடைய තේවෙහලයි එල්ලම් පෙට්‍රු තරුහින්ද්‍රෙන්. Subsequently, Sajith Premadasa joined in on a rally held in the town of Badulla.
The presidential candidate of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna, Gotabaya Rajapaksa, said at a rally held in the Tamuttegama today, one of his basic objectives of the policy was to eradicate poverty from this country. විහිදී ගියා බුදු ජන ජය රාවේ අපි වෙනුවෙන් අපි අතරම නැගෙන බලාපොරොත්තුව මේ ජනහද දිනු මහින්ද නම් උතුම් සොයුර ඇසුරේ
විශේෂයෙන්ම දුප්පතුන් වෙනුවෙන් අපේ වැඩසටහනේ
The presidential candidate of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna, Gotabaya Rajapaksa, said that the economic plan in the election manifesto is based on eradicating the gap between haves and have-nots and on eradicating poverty. Under the program, which was prepared centered on people, agriculture and plantation industries will be given priority of place. To make this country self-sufficient in food, to ensure the food protection of consumers, a large number of relief measures have been presented on behalf of farmers. About 70% live as rural people. Therefore, he said that a large sum of money will be invested to develop rural roads, drinking water projects, hospitals and schools. He said a large investment will also be made to upgrade the standard of rural schools to a higher level and to provide a quality education, to provide A-level students with a university education as well as technological and professional and industrial education.
ආහාර සුරක්ෂිතතාවය තහවුරු කරන්නට අපි ගොවියා වෙනුවෙන් විශාල සාන රැසක් අපි ඉදිරිපත් කරලා තිබෙනවා කෘෂි කර්මාන්තය දිරිගන්වන්නට. අද 70%ක් පමණ අපේ තමමත් ජීවත් වෙන්නේ ග්‍රාමීයව. ග්‍රාමීය සංවර්ධනය වෙනුවෙන් ග්‍රාමීය පාරවල් දියුණු කරන්නට පානීය ජලය ව්‍යාපෘති ග්‍රාමීය රෝහල් දියුණු කරන්නට ග්‍රාමීය පාසල් දියුණු කරන්නට විශාල මුදලක් ආයෝජනය කරනවා. වගේම අධ්‍යාපනය වෙනුවෙන් විශේෂයෙන්ම ග්‍රාමීයව ජීවත් තිබෙන පාසල් ඉහළ තත්ත්වයට ගෙනල්ලා ගුණාත්මක අධ්‍යාපනයක් ලබා දෙන්න ඒ වගේම විශ්වවිද්‍යාල අධ්‍යාපනය ලබා ගන්නට බලාගෙන ඉන්න උසස් පෙළ සමත් සිසුවන්ට විශ්වවිද්‍යාල අධ්‍යාපනය ලබා දෙන්න ඒ වගේම තාක්ෂණික හා වෘත්තීය කර්මාන්ත අධ්‍යාපනයක් ලබා දෙන්නට විශාල ආයෝජනයක් කරනවා.
Meanwhile, Gotabaya Rajapaksa also addressed a rally held in Nochiagama.
And in the meantime, the presidential candidate of the Jatika Janabala Vyapara, Anura Kumara Disanayaka, requested that people should move away from the outdated main parties and vote for his party to attain victory on behalf of the people. He expressed these views at a rally held in Mathura recently. The presidential candidate of the Jatika Jana Balavegaya, Anura Kumara Disanayaka, said that the government that is elected subsequent to people voting at polling centres is always against the people. During a period of 71 years, people of this country have experienced about 15 governments and leaders. However, these rulers have not been able to take forward even 1 inch the people or the country. He invites everyone to make a stern decision and reject the outdated 2 governments and to bring the country to a new path. Although the people vote to win every time, the people are always defeated subsequent to an election. Therefore, if they actually want to win, they should vote for the compass.
අපේක්ෂා කරගෙන ඡන්දෙ දුන්නට ඡන්දෙන් පස්සේ මොකද වෙලා තියෙන්නේ? ජනතාව පෙරදිලා. දැනුත් ජනතාව කල්පනා කරනවා නම් දිනන්නේ නෑනේ. දිනන කෙනෙකුට ඡන්දෙ දෙන්න ඕන කියලා කල්පනා කරනවා. හැබැයි හැමදාමත් එහෙම කල්පනා කරලා ඡන්දෙ දුන්නා. ඡන්දෙ දීලා ටික දවසක් යනකොට ජනතාව පෙරදුනා. ඒ නිසා සැබවින්ම ජනතාවට දිනන්න ඕන. අද අපේ රටේ ජනතාව හැරෙන්න තිබෙන්නේ මාලිමාව දිසාවට කියන එක අපි ජනතාවට.
Now for some views expressed by presidential election candidates. Presidential candidate Duminda Nagamo said that At propaganda meetings, people shout out the name Mahinda. He said that it was the same person who shouted at 3 meetings. Then Mahinda Rajapaksa had requested that he be allowed to speak. They become vociferous subsequent to consuming liquor. He said they do not need things like that. He also said what they want is to set up an actual force.
ඉතින් කෑ ගහනවා කතාව කරන්න දෙන්නේ නැහැ මහින්ද රාජපක්ෂ උන්නේට. එතුමා කියනවා මට කතා කරන්න දෙන්න කියලා. කාන්තාව ඒගොල්ලෝ කතා කරනවා. ඔන්න වෙලා තියෙන තත්. අන්තිමට රැස්වීම 3 ඉවරනකොට හොඳට බෝතල් එකමාරක් විතර ගහලා. අපිට එහෙම ඕනේ නැහැ. අපිට ඕනේ මේ රටේ ජනතාවට ඇත්තට පණිවිඩයක් කියන්න. අපිට ඕනේ දුෂ්කරතා මැද්දේ වුණත් උඩුගම්බලා පීනන ව්‍යාපාරයක් විදිහට අපිට අවශ්‍යයි මේ රටට ඇත්ත බලයක් හදන්න.
Presidential candidate Mahesh Senanayake said that when he was serving as the army commander in this country, the president of this country, the prime minister or the cabinet or any parliamentarian did not try to influence him. Therefore, he said that what he said he will repeat today and tomorrow as well. However, this social media were against those groups at that time. They were especially creating hatred with our Muslim community. That is why they say that there was influence brought to bear on the army commander. However, that came to a halt in the month of November. He requested that if anything against Muslims has come forward to show him, he said he can say with responsibility that those who did that are contesting the election. They will do the same thing from 17th November again. What they did every day was to deceive people and govern the country. What they will do again is the same thing.
Member of Parliament of the Tamil National Alliance M.A. Sumandiran said that total support of the Tamil people in the north and east will definitely be given to presidential candidate Sajith Premadasa at this time's presidential election. M.A. Sumandiran expressed these views when he participated at the Velicham Timely program on the Netra channel. The final result of boycotting the election in the north and east based on the influence of the LTTE leader in the year 2005 was that the Tamil people faced various hardships. In reply to the question raised whether the Tamil people will make a similar decision, Sumandiran said that these people will never make such a decision ever again. At present, various groups in the north and east are engaged in an effort to get the Tamil people to boycott the election, and that people like Gajendra Kumar and Vigneshwaran are engaging in these tasks. The parliamentarian said that the Tamil people will not be deceived by the conspiracies they are carrying out together with the extremist politicians in the south. He emphasized that room should not be allowed for the aspirations of extremist groups in the north and south.
The Intellectuals Forum today expressed its views regarding the false statements various media institutions made that National Rupavahini was telecasting mud propaganda against Gotabaya Rajapaksa. Co-convener of the Collective of Civil Organizations and Trade Unions, Saman Ratnapriya, said that 3 days ago the Election Commission visited the Rupavahini Corporation. They came to inquire into things that were alleged to be taking place via mudsliding at Gotabaya Rajapaksa within the Rupavahini premises. However, nothing was discovered. He said they also inquired as to why the police came and what the complaints were that were made to the police. The Rupavahini staff had been preparing a statement of Minister Mangala Samaraveera's in connection with the MCC agreement. Since this statement, which was telecast on the 5th, was not illegal in any way, nothing was discovered. However, certain media through the web of Vimal Veeravansa had been slinging mud at the Rupavahini, saying that they had been caught red-handed. Such mud is not corrected again. Therefore, if they could not find anything by sudden raids such as these, and if the reason for the raid was not cleared, it is a disgrace to the National Rupavahini, which is a state media. As a result, it is the responsibility of the Election Commission to mention that such injustice is not being done within the Rupavahini premises.
In an assault carried out by Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna Pradeshiya Sabha member Aruna Shanta, a disabled soldier from Matiyagane Narammala has sustained injuries. Police investigations are underway to take into custody this Pradeshiya Sabha member. The Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna Pradeshya Sabha member had arrived at a shop belonging to this disabled army soldier named W.M. Karunapala and attacked him. It is reported that the shop was damaged too. The police have launched an operation in search of this Pradeshya Sabha member who has fled the area. A protest was held by the army soldier's wife and area residents together opposite the Naramala bus stand. Meanwhile, a group has assaulted the United National Party member of the Ridimali at the Pradeshya Sabha, Rasika Dilrukshi Disanayaka. The attack was carried out by a group who was returning after participating at a rally of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna held in Badulla. A commotion had been created at the shop of the member by lighting firecrackers. She had been attacked while she was carrying her child in an abusive manner. Police have launched investigations into the incident.
The Intellectuals Forum on Human Rights Election Observation Network has received 535 complaints regarding acts of violence and violation of election laws from the day nominations for the presidential election were handed over up to today. Not removing posters with the images of Gotabaya Rajapaksa and Mahinda Rajapaksa opposite the Naula bus stand, although a complaint was made to the police. A group of members of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna of the Kalaniya Pradeshya Sabha attempting to give a political face to the dengue control program organised by the Kiribati Public Health Office, maintaining three-party officers of the New Democratic Front in relation to the polling centre at the Aluvihari electoral division in Mathale. The New Democratic Front party office at Ridiyagama in the Ambalantara electoral division being attacked and destroyed. Holding a political meeting by summoning to the Carlton House all Samruddhi development officers of the Hambantota district and asking them to support Gotabaya Rajapaksa. Employees of the Kadugannawa Municipal Council as well as vehicles being used for a meeting organised by the Podujana Peramuna. Summoning Samruddhi development officers of the Navalapiti electoral division to the House of Member of Parliament Mahindanandalut Gamage and holding a meeting to promote a candidate. Distributing through the free postal mail of Member of Parliament Dalasalaha Peruma leaflets prepared requesting that people vote for Gotabaya Rajapaksa and distributing them to teachers and government officials by post. A meeting of the New Democratic Front being held at the city of Ampara by obstructing the bus stand away from the venue for which permission had been obtained. In the statement issued, they had stated that a Pradeshya Sabha member of the Podujana Peramuna of Udumulla Katugasthuta, together with a group attacking an elderly person, as well as a number of other complaints, had been received by the Elections Observation Network.
Welcome back to the news, and we continue with more news here at home. The Api Sri Lanka Ratnapura District Conference was held under the patronage of former President Chandrika Bandaranaike Kumaratunga today in Kuruvita. The conference was organised by the Organisation to Protect the Sri Lanka Freedom Party. A group including organisers and members of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party of the Ratnapura district were present. Former President Chandrika Bandaranaike Kumaratunga expressed her views on this occasion. Former President Chandrika Bandaranaike Kumaratunga said that no one should forget that Api Sri Lanka is from the Sri Lanka Freedom Party. She regrets the fact that they were unable to appoint a presidential candidate from the SLFP. By 2015, the party was in a very weak state. Mahinda Rajapaksa was a strong leader, she said. However, he was intentionally engaged in destroying the SLFP. In 2015, when they went to the party headquarters, there was not even a form to register SLFP party branches. She spoke to President Maithripala Sirisena and told the organisers to establish SLFP branches. She said that Mahinda Rajapaksa had mentioned that it had been assigned to Basil Rajapaksa. She was amazed by this statement. The reason was because the SLFP was a party of the people with an important, honest leadership.
Member of Parliament Kumara Velgama said that it is the responsibility of electing an intelligent young leader for state administration. He made this comment at a rally held in Padukka today. Member of Parliament Kumara Velgama said that a young intelligent person between the ages of 30 to 60 should be appointed. He questioned whether it is someone who has been to Singapore for heart disease treatment that should be appointed. He requested people to act by thinking about the country. He said if wrong decisions are made, the Sri Lanka Freedom Party will be totally destroyed. In the future, no one will be able to criticize the media. At the same time, the media will not be able to criticize the government. If people he's talking about come into power, they will attack the media that supported them. He said he was addressing the members of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party. He asked these voters to even vote against the Pohottuwa and to elect a proper leader for the country. He said, though, that he will not vote at all.
The Armed Forces Commemoration Day and the annual Poppy commemoration was held this morning near the War Memorial situated at the Viharamahadevi Park in Colombo under the patronage of the heads of the Tri-Forces. The Poppy Flower commemoration is held annually in remembrance of all war heroes who died from the time of the First World War and those members of the Tri-Forces who died and became disabled due to the 30-year war in the country as well. The function was held today according to the traditions of the Army. The Defence Secretary General Shantha Kottegoda placed floral tributes at the memorial first. Subsequently, the head of the defence staff, the commanders of the three forces, foreign ambassadors and high-ranking army officials who arrived from other countries placed floral tributes. A large crowd, including the Mahasangha, clergy of the religions and officers of the Tri-Forces were present on this occasion, while it was subsequently that relatives of families of deceased war heroes placed floral tributes. And meanwhile, the annual Katina ceremony, also known as the robe offering ceremony of the Indiana Buddhist Temple, USA, was held recently. It was significant that some US Buddhist nationals were present on the occasion.
The Katina Chivare was taken in a traditional Buddhist procession to the Indiana Buddhist Temple. Many Sri Lankans living in USA took part in the ceremony. An all-night Pirit chanting ceremony was also held in parallel to the annual Katina Pinkama. The ceremonies were organized under the guidance of Chief Incumbent of Indiana Buddhist Temple, Bante Talangama Devananda Thera.
Sri Lanka has won the second runner-up of Miss Queen International Tourism 2019. Dishni Umario Rajapaksa, represented Sri Lanka, has also won 3 mini titles at the pageant.
Miss Queen International Tourism 2019 pageant was held in the Philippines recently. Beauty queens representing 40 countries took part in the pageant. Dishni Umario Rajapaksa, representing Sri Lanka, won 3 mini titles including Miss Talent, Best National Costume and Best Catwalk Queen of Centre Mall. Dishni Umario Rajapaksa, who won the Miss Queen International Tourism's second runner-up, was welcomed at Bandaranaike International Airport by a group including National Director Rukmal Senanayake.
I feel so blessed. My biggest strength behind me was my national director, Mr. Rukmal Senanayake. He trained me. He was the choreographer as well. So I had been some difficult time and hard time practicing and keep on focused on this. Now, after this victory, I feel so blessed and so privileged to bring pride to my motherland, Sri Lanka.
Grand finale of Mrs. Sri Lanka World 2019 was also held recently. Caroline Jury was crowned as the winner. She will represent Sri Lanka at Mrs. World to be held in USA next month. Chandimal Jayasinghe is the national director of Mrs. Sri Lanka World pageant. Meanwhile, the grand finale of Miss Intercontinental pageant also took place in Colombo recently. Twinkle Gunatilaka won the pageant. Anju Hettiarachchi became the first runner-up, while Doyle Dawson was the second runner-up. Miss Intercontinental World Pageant will take place in Egypt in the next month. Roseanne Diaz is the National Director of Miss Intercontinental Pageant.
Well, that's a wrap on tonight's Rupavahini English News. Join us once again tomorrow for the very latest. Until then, good night.
Good night.